We already see the flashes, and looks like we're going to game number 2 of MSC 2023. Onic going up against Burnex Flash. This is possibly the last game for Onic, but if Burnex Flash wants to continue, they gotta win this one.
They definitely do. And taking a look at these lanes, right? I mean, I understand, right? Leslie does good against a Claude based on range, but early game Leslie, I think she needs a little bit more time to level things up, have the damage that she's meant to have.
Yeah, against everyone else, sure. Against Claude, nah. Claude just doesn't do anything in lane against the Leslie. You can expect the Cho, Keyboy, to always be top lane if they want CW to be, you know, a factor in the game.
Plus, honestly, the real reason why Leslie is so good going up against the Claude, because the playstyle of a Claude is you want to battle mirror image in, blazing duet, and usually you'll be using a Wind of Nature. Going up against a Leslie that does true damage, the Wind of Nature is a non-factor.
Also, the cancel from that second skill, Donut can cancel the Blazing Duet. That is a big, big mechanic that Burnex Flash will try to utilize in these skirmishes. And again, you can already see as well the range. That's, I think, the #1 thing for Burnex Flash. And if you take a look at the emblems once again, you could see that it's actually just pretty normal.
Yeah, everything's pretty normal, and we're talking about normally it's a 1v1 lane. Even Donut's like, yeah, I can 1v1 CW. They're not letting it happen. Both teams are going for a 2v2 lane up here in the gold, and it's all about the mid laners jumping on, but D7 catches Sans, but Sans is still able to get away because not enough damage yet to take him down.
Yeah, this is really different to what we saw in game #1, right? A lot more emphasis on the gold lane for sure. And the fact that Sans can actually mobilize around the map a lot quicker than CCAT actually might be the answer or a little bit of an edge that Onic does have here from the mid lane. Because with the mid lane control, they're going to be able to rotate a lot faster. But now, emphasis onto the next neutral objective. Once again, Burnex Flash going to be the first one there. Doesn't look like Onic want to contest.
Yeah, mid control held down by Burnex Flash. The fact that they also were able to translate that over to XP is good. Keyboy jumps in though.
And right now, looking at Kyrie dropping really low, has to use the little counter, so now he really can't contest for the turtle. Boots finds ATM. ATM, even though he has the vengeance, able to run away. D7
gold lane,
unable to catch Keyboy, but looking at the gold lane, looks like Donut is being harassed by Sans. First blood goes over to Onic.
I mean, we talked about it right before, right? Novaria has the range, has the damage, and has the mobility, right? So she's quite broken, honestly. We do understand why she was banned out in that first game. And here in the second game, man, Donut's not going to have a really good time if Sans is able to roam around like that.
And it's still a different Onic. Game #1, Onic played towards CW. Game #2, Onic are playing towards CW. What that shows is CW is feeling it, unlike M4, right? So he can actually carry the game. And this time on the Claude, he's actually performing really well against his counter. If Leslie falls off, if he's not able to survive in the laning phase, it's done. And they're doing it as well onto Chama.
Chama gets kicked. Sans as well as Kyrie's there. Sans secures the last hit, and now Keyboy's feeling himself. He's like, yeah, I got the chill. I got a playmaker. Donut and D7 are there. It looks like they want to deal a little bit of damage onto Keyboy.
Donut
there. Donut has to flicker away. That's a big battle spell used.
For sure. But even then, oh, wait a minute. Kyrie, he's going to get taken low just a little bit, though.
Yeah, looks like he's willing to sacrifice a little bit of HP to make sure that he secures that. Keyboy able to run away. Kyrie very, very low, but again, the backup from Onic is very, very fast. And it's a good start because 1.4 thousand goal lead for Onic.
That was such a good dodge, right, by Keyboy earlier. But what I really wanted to highlight right now, right, 4 minutes in the game, we are going to see the in-game equipments in just a bit. But please highlight that Kyrie here on the Balman, like we mentioned, is 1 level ahead of Chama.
Also, just going for the Molten Essence, like we mentioned, there's no damage necessary for this Balman. You can go just full utility. And on the other side, you can actually see, because they have such a good utility jungler at their disposal, they can actually just give Boots the option to go for full damage. He actually already has the hammer. He's building most probably towards, I don't know, maybe even in this position, Heptases. He might just want to be the assassin that dives on Donut.
Right now, Onic starts the turtle. D7 tries to find an angle, unable. He guts Kyrie. Chama secures the turtle. Kyrie goes down. CCAT secures that kill for himself. But Boots on the back line. Make sure he gets CCAT to make sure that that's a good trade. But Chama gets Keyboy. A lot of fights going from the back and forward. CW is still clearing the lane. Boots, you're trying to run away. You're not running away from Chama. Double kill for the jungler for Burnex Flash.
Wow, okay, now that's not good for Onic, right? Because what initially was, what, 1,000, 2,000 gold lead has shrunk to only 400. And man, I feel like Chama is just, what do you call it when he's like the anchor? Do you call it an anchor or like the wild card? He's the wild card, honestly. When he performs, it's so difficult for Onic to look for anything on the board. And look at that, the entire situation just gets flipped to the opposite end.
I gotta say, honestly, for that scrimmage just now, a lot of props has to be given to D7 because he stopped Kyrie, and once he's stunned up, he can't use his retribution. So the retribution fight was very easy for Chama. D7 taking a bit of poke damage, but Donut took more damage than D7. An accurate shot coming in from Sans.
And I think it was just a bit too greedy from Onic, right? The reason they were able to win and get a lead early on was the fact that they were able to play around CW. Because for next Flash, their composition heavily emphasizes that turtle control. With the Yi, better mid control, and with obviously the Fredrin, they could just give the chance over. Wait, Keyboy.
Looks like the kick doesn't actually connect to the right spot. Keyboy has to run away, but D7 is going to get punished quite a lot, but the flicker saves him. And now D7 looks like does he really want to go back in? Kyrie is blocking for Keyboy. Keyboy actually canceled his recall, but so far, as long as no one gets sacrificed for the side of Onic, all is good.
Oh, look at CW getting in that item as well. That's a little power spike for him. Should be able to work around it. And like you mentioned, a different gameplay for Onic. And I agree with you, right? Because when Onic were leading, they did not contest for the turtle. Instead, they went in for a gank onto Donut. There, they force it out. They lose, but there's a mid power spike coming in, especially for Kyrie here. We'll see what happens.
D7 jumps in, but doesn't get Kyrie. Kyrie secures the turtle. Look at that. D7 is going to go down. Boots secures it. ATM got kicked in the wrong place, but Chama still in the middle. Double kill for Boots. Boots again taking the team on his back. CW tries to chase after ATM, but ATM almost gets sniped down by Sans.
Again, Onic playing it just clinically in that position. Sans trying to look for him. Doesn't find him, goes for a shot anyways, and does not get anyone. But I would actually say in that team fight, Keyboy, he wasn't kicking to the wrong direction. He was actually utilizing that kick to zone ATM away as he has that vengeance, giving his team a bit more space to play with. And here, also, Eterna, you mentioned that DHS and Golden Staff. Now, this is a plus and a minus. If you go for the Leslie, yes, you know, the Claude will not have to go for Wind of Nature. Doesn't even need to go for Steel Leg Plates. But that does give him a bit more space to go for full damage. And then the rest of your team might suffer if you lose lane. That's why Burn X Flash really had to bank on Donut bullying CW. Keyboy.
Keyboy gets a beautiful kick onto D7. D7 goes down. CW with the Blazing Duet goes after Donut. Donut is about to go down, but he has to go back. What a dangerous situation for CW, opting to make sure that he doesn't make a mistake. And Sans didn't hit the snipe onto Donut. Keyboy still wants it. No, he just wants to make sure that he doesn't recall early.
Oh, he's being so aggressive. He's being Keyboy.
They're stopping his recalls.
He's being Keyboy, stopping recalls like you mentioned before. But like we mentioned, right, there is a mid-game power spike happening for Onic. So even earlier on, if BXF put Onic in a tough position, Onic has that mid-game to count on, right? They have Kyrie on the Bellman. They also have CW that needs a little bit more time to get those items. But once they do, that's how much pressure that they have in the, you know, just team fights in general.
This is Novaria's debut game in MSC, in fact, in the entire Mobile Legends ecosystem. And now we can definitely see that it's very impactful here. 3,000 gold lead for Onic. Now that the Lord has spawned, we can definitely see it is a big priority for them to start things up. D7 charges in, but doesn't catch his Keyboy. CW, super low, gets taken down by Donut. That's a good start for Burn X Flash. ATM goes in. Kyrie gets pushed back into the fight by D7, and D7 secures the kill for himself.
CW, again, the battle mirror image, I think was just misplaced there. He panicked a bit, and this is Burn X Flash with the capitalization. Similarly to game number 1, BXF will be able to contest for the First Lord. They have the utility for this retry.
Oh my god.
Jumping in.
Yeah, right now, Black Dragon form. They find Donut, but Donut gets back inside turret range. Boots still secures the kill. ATM is super low. He has to go back. D7 front lining for CCat. And look at his Sans from side, unable to get D7. Now Chama has to run away as well. that's a good fight by Onic, but still the Lord goes to the hand of Burnix Flash.
I mean, they were grasping for anything they could grasp on, right? Clearly, they weren't able to get control over the Lord, so the next best thing is they can do is try and prevent for BXF to have the most optimal push, which is how take away Donut, and that's exactly what they were able to achieve. However, if one of them were taken out, that could have ended a lot differently. Very risky play.
Thing is, Burnix Flash, the Lord isn't what it looks like. They're not using the Lord in the conventional way. They're not just using the Lord to siege down turrets. It's a bonus. What the Lord is used for here for Burnix Flash is to give Donut more space. They need time, and they're doing it right now.
And D7 gets caught and gets killed by Kyrie right now. It looks like what is really stopping Onic from moving forward is D7, and Keyboy is just like, yeah, let me get him and you guys finish him off.
D7 is role-playing as Boots in the first game.
Be careful.
Be careful.
Be careful.
You gotta be careful.
And
Right now.
Donut is cosplaying himself in MPLKH because this is exactly what Burnix Flash like to do. They will lose early game. They will straight out just give everything over. Team fights, whatever. As long as Donut continues to scale at a steady pace, and right now, despite him being behind, despite him being ganked so much, he actually completed the BOD. So he has the Berserker's Fury, Endless Battle, and BOD. The trio items that you need, but that range, that's the thing. The Novaria oh, he didn't go for Endless. He went straight for BOD, so that power spike is a bit delayed. He needs to get that Endless, or yeah, he's already building towards it. So there you go.
But here again, Keyboy already has the Twilight armor, so he can take a bit of damage from Donut. So I'm kind of thinking that Boots as well as Kyrie will be building towards the Twilight armor as well. So Donut, he really has to select his targets carefully to make sure that he really impacts in the game. And you guys were talking about how D7 is cosplaying Boots. Let's talk about Boots. 4-1-0. He's having a very good game on this Yuzong.
He is. It's a power pick, right? It's very, very comfort for him as well, for him to use. He's used it a lot for how many seasons already, so definitely something that he didn't have to really adapt with. But another thing that I really wanted to highlight is the fact that, let's say Donut gets that power. Oh, what?
ATM.
All right, ATM's fine, ATM's fine.
Getting chunked quite a bit there.
Yeah, but let's say Donut gets to that power spike, right? The problem is Leslie is single target, right? So even if she does get that damage, she gets the crit, she gets the true damage as well, how much of an impact can she have if CW is already full item?
Oh, it's still big. It's still
It's
massive.
still big, yeah.
Like, CW on his own gets countered by the Leslie, right? So, again, CW can't just go in randomly with the Blazing Duet. They need to target Donut. And the thing is, Burnix Flash's composition is already playing around Donut. The Joy and the Fredjit, most importantly, are there to just prolong the team fights, to give the Leslie more time, more space, to poke them down. Slowly but surely, that true damage builds up.
Just now, it hit quite a bit. Chama, Kyrie, they're eyeing each other down in terms of level. Kyrie will hit level 15 a bit earlier compared to Chama.
Oh.
And now Keyboy manages to get CCAT, but no one is close enough. CW is there, but Keyboy's gonna get taken out by ATM. And now CW and Sans, they're trying to kite away. And Boots from the backline. Black Dragon form goes after Donut, and Donut gets petrified. Donut still survives, but Sans gets the kill spree, but Boots gets taken down by CCAT, and now both teams are not looking at the Lord, they're looking at the kills. Both teams sacrificed quite a bit just now.
Yeah, 2-for-1 trade, and that was nearly not worth it for Onic, if not for the range and the targeting that Sans has. And you've got to give him a bit of props, right? Novaria's second skill isn't as easy to target.
Oh no.
You know, it's quite difficult, but he still manages. And once again, more aggression as both of these teams emphasis on the next Lord.
Look at CW, ATM doing quite a lot of damage, and now Keyboy finds one. Does he want to get a kick? But no, not yet. Kyrie as well as Chama are there. Kyrie secures it. Kyrie gets the Lord. Let's see, with a real world manipulation. Right now, Keyboy gets pushed away, and Kyrie gets taken down by CCAT. Donut gets a kill onto Keyboy. Even though Onic gets the Lord, CW gets away with a slither of health.
Way too aggressive there by Onic, and Donut makes them pay for it. Remember, again, Donut is the key member on Burnix Flash in this game that Leslie needs to scale. The fact that he got a kill earlier will give him more, and the fact that Onic got the Lord, it actually will be good for Burnix Flash because the Lord will be cleared up, and that will give Donut more gold to play with. He's going to be farming. He's going to be able to hit that power spike. And earlier, before the Lord, when Donut got picked off, 2-for-1. On paper, it's not worth it for Onic, but it was worth it for Onic. As long as Donut doesn't have game time, doesn't have the time to roam around, get gold, it should be better for Onic. Ooh,
that was close.
Sublime
Wow.
reaction time from CW.
That was, oh, wait a
Real
minute.
manipulation used, and right now CW is gonna get pushed away from the fight. ATM is making sure that he does not contribute, and Sans almost gets ATM. Quite an initiation, start off by Burnix Flash, but Onic manages to get away.
Oh, that was too close for comfort, right? That was beautiful. And
Okay, it's here.
talking about in-game equipment, now I understand, right? Now I see the damage and the, not just like the single target damage that makes an impact, right? But just that kiting.
The kiting, the cancel, and now he's actually building towards Wind of Nature.
Yeah.
So he has
That's
the
the big
trio
difference
items.
That's so bad.
Big difference here.
That's what we mentioned, right? The trio items is what he needs to deal damage, and after that he can go for Wind of Nature, and then, if the game goes even longer, second BOD. With that second BOD, it's almost a guaranteed win. Keyboy,
He sees
Oh,
D7,
flicker.
he
Oh,
wants the
D7.
kick, but D7, beautiful, managing to get himself in a position that makes it so that he can run away. Real world manipulation used by CCAT. CW, half HP, but no one from Burning Splash can actually go for it. D7 now knows that Keyboy wants him for some reason, and he's ready to counter the fact that he's gonna get caught.
it all relies on Keyboy, I believe, now for Onic. Keyboy and Yuzong, because it's all about finding Donut. They're like cops.
Oh, I enjoyed that. Thank you very much. That was actually very good. I didn't expect that. But now, speaking of not expecting anything, this is a 60-minute game with 9 kills to 9 kills. And now Donut level 15. Same with Kyrie. Same with Chima. So now it's basically an even playing field when it comes to the Lord fights. And definitely look at the roamers, because D7 as well as Keyboy, if they can hit, if they can time if they can hit their crowd control on the junglers, not making sure that they can't use the retribution, that might be the difference maker. And as you mentioned, the Wind of Nature is going to be huge in this fight.
I think at this point, they don't even need to try to win that for Onic. All Keyboy needs to do is kick D7, actually. Let Kyrie 50-50, because on a Bellman, it's never a 50-50. And now, the Yuzong can't even dive to Donut with the Wind of Nature, so it really relies on Keyboy. Keyboy needs to get a good kick. ATM jumping in.
ATM is looking for CW. CW's at the back, and right now they're trying to zone away Boots as well as Kyrie. Keyboy finds Chima, doesn't want to kick just yet. Right now, looking at the situation, Burning Splash, they want to force a fight. Donut, you're in a very dangerous situation. Keyboy finds Donut! Donut gets kicked back! Mega kill for Sans! Boots gets D7! Keyboy had to use his immortality, double kill for Boots. Boots is really carrying Onic right now. Chima and CCAT tries to run away. This is a very bad fight for Burning Splash, and Onic wins it all!
Oh my god, that was beautifully, beautifully done. And look at Sans and his confidence as he's dealing that damage onto CCAT. They're gonna go for the top side aggression here into that bottom side. But it seems like Kyrie's still gonna go for the Lord here.
10 seconds onto that timer. They can actually go for the
They
end
can
because
end,
CCAT is getting
exactly.
zoned.
Yeah, right now the minions are going in. CCAT uses the real woman manipulation, but it's not gonna help out Onic Esports. Onic Indonesia starting the game with a 2-0.